Well, new here at 5, shoppers and business owners locked out of the Moreno Valley Mall. A city website says it all happened because of unresolved, life-threatening fire code violations.
CBS LA's Zach Boetto live now in Moreno Valley, speaking to business owners and customers who say the closure came as a surprise. Zach?
Juan, Pat, good evening. We've seen dozens of shoppers walk up to the Moreno Valley Mall today, tug on the locked doors, realize they're locked, and walk the other direction. But it's not just shoppers that were caught off guard today. It was also employees. Every single business inside of the Moreno Valley Mall, except for the theater, Macy's, and J.C. Penney, is closed. And right now, there's no concrete date on when the mall will be reopened. Moreno Valley shoppers confused and frustrated after finding out the Moreno Valley Mall was red tagged and closed on a normally busy Friday.
Well, I'm not pleased because I didn't know it was closed. I came from Banning.
And the door says order to vacate, but I don't know why.
Forms taped to the doors and a city website dedicated to the closure say the Riverside County Fire Department deemed the mall unsafe because of fire code violations that the property owner failed to correct, locking not only shoppers out, but also mall businesses and their employees.
I can imagine going to work 2 days ago and coming in, oh, we're closed, no work for you today. Just the stress from that would be insurmountable.
Diego Brisson says he just got the keys to his new gym on February 1st, but now he's having to tell his customers they've got to work out somewhere else.
Obviously, right now, with them not being able to use the facilities, what they're paying for, we're just answering a lot of phone calls and text messages from people who are wanting answers.
The city's website says the mall will remain closed until all required life safety corrections are completed. In the meantime, it claims the city is providing support to businesses and employees impacted. But Brisson says he hasn't heard from the city at all. The city hasn't reached out to you?
Not personally yet, no.
Now, we reached out to the Riverside County Fire Department to find out what exactly these fire code violations were and a timeline for those violations. The fire department pointed us to the city. The city said the mayor's out of town today, so he couldn't do an interview with us. They also said no one else from the city was available for an interview today and couldn't give us any more information. We also received an email from mall management within the last few minutes. They said they're working on resolving those violations. Pat, Juan, back to you in the studio.
How frustrating. All right, Zach, thank you.
Yeah, but we're not done with this. Assignment editor Mike Rogers is at the desk. And Mike, as you heard Zach mention, you two have been trying since yesterday to figure out exactly what these violations are that appear to be very serious.
Yeah, you know, Pat and Juan, and it's pretty unusual for an entity to close down or recommend the partial closure of a mall or large business like this and not provide specific details about what those violations were. We took it to the city today multiple times. Zach and I both did, and the city refused to give us that specific information. We've now filed Public Records Act requests with the city as well as with CAL FIRE. Now, CAL FIRE provides services for Moreno Valley. They are what's called a contract city. So it is a state agency that the city has contracted to provide fire services. The city on its website very clearly says that CAL FIRE was the one that came in, did the inspections, and made the recommendation. Because CAL FIRE did the inspections, there should be reports from CAL FIRE about what those violations were. However, CAL FIRE is refusing to provide that information, saying it has to come from the city, even though they are the custodian of the record in this situation. So it's unusual that we are not being able to find out exactly what these alleged violations are inside of that mall. But we did, as I mentioned, file the Public Records Act requests with both the city of Moreno Valley and CAL FIRE. I've already gone back and forth a couple of times today with CAL FIRE up in Sacramento as their attorneys work to sift through what records they have and what records they have to turn over to us. But it's usually not this difficult to figure out what specific violations are, especially with such a large property like this. So as soon as we know more, as soon as we hear back from our Public Records Act requests, we'll be sure to let you know.
Transparency is so needed here, right?
No question, because right now everything's up in the air for the employees, for the community, the businesses.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.